Something just happened that sounds completely fake. But it's real. Just days ago, the Pentagon quietly released hundreds of UFO files to the public. Not blurry conspiracy videos from random people online. Actual government documents. Military footage. Astronaut transcripts. Apollo mission recordings. And now, people are starting to notice something disturbing hidden inside them. Because some of these objects were seen in space. Not Earth. Space. And according to the released files, some astronauts were genuinely terrified. Intro build-up. For years, people joked about UFO conspiracies. But this time feels different. Because the release wasn't leaked by hackers. It wasn't stolen. The government released it themselves. And within hours, the Pentagon's UFO archive website reportedly exploded with hundreds of millions of visits. That alone tells you something. People weren't expecting this. Scientists weren't expecting this. Even journalists looked shocked. Because buried inside these documents are incidents that raise questions nobody can answer. Questions about objects moving around military aircraft. Questions about strange glowing spheres. Questions about unexplained lights near the moon. And one particular file from Apollo 17 is now spreading everywhere online. Because according to the transcript, the astronauts described strange bright sparks outside the spacecraft. Like fireworks. In deep space. But it gets worse. One NASA image reportedly showed 3 unexplained lights hovering above the lunar surface in triangular formation. And according to the preliminary analysis, investigators could not rule out a physical object, not lens flare, not dust, an object. And suddenly the internet started asking one terrifying question. What exactly did Apollo astronauts really see? Middle section. Escalation. Here's where the story becomes deeply unsettling. Because this isn't isolated anymore. For years, military pilots described objects performing movements impossible for known aircraft. Instant acceleration. Silent hovering. No visible propulsion. Then suddenly disappearing. Most people dismissed those reports. Until radar operators confirmed them. Then infrared systems confirmed them. Then pilots confirmed them. Now the government is openly releasing the files. And something about the timing feels strange. Why now? Why suddenly release decades of material all at once? Some people think it's transparency. Others think something else is happening. Because around the same time, space discoveries started becoming weirder. Far weirder. The James Webb Space Telescope has already shocked astronomers multiple times by finding objects that appear far too old for the accepted timeline of the universe. Galaxies forming earlier than expected. Structures too massive too soon. Objects that shouldn't exist yet. And now scientists are openly admitting they may need to rethink parts of cosmic history itself. That's not a conspiracy. That's real scientific discussion. And once people connected those discoveries with the sudden UFO file releases, things spiraled quickly online. Reddit exploded. YouTube exploded. TikTok exploded. Because people began wondering something terrifying. What if we're discovering multiple anomalies at the same time? Not just in Earth's skies, but across the universe itself. And then another disturbing theory appeared. Some researchers now believe dark matter itself may be stranger than we imagined. One recent theory even suggested the center of the Milky Way might not contain a black hole at all, but something made of ultra-dense dark matter instead. Think about how insane that sounds. The object we believed anchored our galaxy might not even be what we thought. And if scientists can be wrong about that, what else are we wrong about? Escalation number 2. Then came the ghost galaxies. Astronomers recently identified galaxies that are almost completely invisible. Objects made almost entirely of dark matter. Some containing barely any stars at all. One of them was nicknamed Cloud 9, and scientists described it as a failed galaxy. A structure that somehow exists, without behaving like a normal galaxy should. That discovery triggered another terrifying idea online. What if the universe contains enormous hidden structures we literally cannot see? Not because they're far away, but because they barely interact with light itself. And suddenly people started connecting everything together. Dark matter. UFOs. Ancient anomalies. Unexplained objects near the moon. Impossible cosmic structures. And the fears started growing. Because the more data humanity collects, the stranger reality seems to become. Not simpler. Stranger. Final section. But the most disturbing part of all this isn't the footage, or the files, or even the unexplained objects. It's the reaction from scientists themselves. Because when experts start saying things like, "We may fundamentally misunderstand the universe," that changes everything. And honestly, maybe that's why these disclosures are happening now. Maybe governments know the internet is about to see discoveries that are impossible to hide anymore. James Webb is looking deeper into the universe than humanity ever has before. New telescopes are launching. I-systems are analyzing space data faster than humans can. And every month, another impossible discovery appears. Something ancient. Something massive. Something unexplained. And maybe the scariest possibility is this. What if humanity is slowly realizing we were never looking at the full picture? What if the universe has been hiding something enormous this entire time? And what if we've only just started noticing it? Because right now, more files are reportedly still coming. And if the next release is worse than the first one, this conversation is going to get a lot darker. And then, something happened that almost nobody noticed. A small research group analyzing Deep Space Telescope data reportedly found repeating patterns hidden inside multiple cosmic signals. At first, they assumed it was interference. Corrupted data. A software issue. But the patterns kept appearing. Different telescopes. Different locations. Different years. Same strange repetition. And according to some researchers, the probability of it happening randomly was disturbingly low. That's when theories started spreading online. Because people remembered something terrifying. The famous "wow" signal. A mysterious burst from space detected decades ago, that has never been fully explained. And suddenly the internet began asking a question that sounds insane. What if humanity has been detecting fragments of something for years, without realizing they were connected? Because now AI systems are doing something humans struggle to do. Finding patterns inside impossible amounts of data. Patterns no human could realistically notice alone. And recently, AI models analyzing astronomical observations reportedly started flagging anomalies scientists weren't even searching for. Unknown repeating bursts. Strange gravitational distortions. Objects dimming stars in unusual ways. Signals behaving unpredictably. Some astronomers think these are natural cosmic events. Others aren't so sure. Because one thing keeps happening over and over again. Every time humanity builds a more powerful telescope, the universe becomes less normal. Less predictable. less explainable. And honestly, that's starting to scare people. Because for most of human history, we believed science would slowly remove mystery from reality. Instead, it may be revealing something even more unsettling. That reality itself could be far stranger than humans are psychologically prepared for. And then another disturbing idea appeared. What if disclosure isn't happening because governments want transparency, but because hiding it is becoming impossible? Think about it. Millions of people now track satellites. Private companies launch telescopes into orbit. I can analyze public space data from home computers. The internet notices everything. Maybe secrecy itself is collapsing. Maybe the world is approaching a point where discoveries happen too fast to control anymore. And if that's true, then the next few years could become one of the strangest periods in human history. Because somewhere out there, beyond the edge of what James Webb can currently see, there may already be something waiting. Something ancient. Something intelligent. Or maybe something even worse. Something we don't understand at all. And if humanity finally encounters undeniable evidence, the biggest shock may not be that we found something, but that it was there the entire time. Watching. Hidden inside the darkness between the stars. Waiting for us to finally notice it.